Thank you, Dr. Dowling. I do believe there is a provision for emergency items that would still be in place. I don't disagree.
It was in the first one, but not in the second one.
Yes, that was in the first one. I don't disagree with you about losing a voice. I want everyone's voice to be heard, but I think the misperception or misconception about board business is that this is a meeting of the board to conduct board business that must be held in public. This is not a meeting that should be used to grandstand and propose and support political ideologies. This is not a political stand for our board members.
Doing education is not a political stand.
Excuse me, I was not finished,
That is not
Mr.
a
Hoenack.
political stand. And democracy does
I
not
was not
work.
finished, Mr.
We're a
Hoenack.
republic. 3 people decide that 2 people can't talk. You guys don't understand history, the United States of America, or government.
That is not true. I
And
will
to sit
not
there and
stand
say
for
it's
this.
political, to say that it's political
Mr.
to
Hoenack, you do
educate
not
our
have the
kids,
floor.
go to hell. You're an idiot. You are an
Or
idiot.
you do not have the
Point
floor.
of order.
You're all idiots.
Jeremy, point of order. She had the floor. Let her finish, please.
I've sat here for a year, okay? I've sat here for a year. I've been shut down illegally over and over. So you know what? You could take your board protocol and shove it, okay? I will be civil, but when you sit there and accuse me,
You are
you
not
called me a
civil.
liar, you said all this stuff, and you sit there.
That
So
is
point of
not
order, you got the
true.
floor.
That is not true, Mr. Hoenack.
Oh, that's not true. You say everything's not true. You're the biggest liar in this whole operation. You hold up signs and say not
I
true.
will not stand for you to be disrespectful to any member of this board, including myself.
You've been disrespectful to me, all of you, from the get-go the whole time. It's incredible that I'm still here in this.
Thank you for your feedback.
I
Let's get back to agenda item
I haven't been
8C.
disrespectful, Jeremy. We just need to let Kimberly just finish what she's saying here so we can move on.
So Joe Biden shut down on his day one American Energy. He's lying about it now, but he said, I am turning it completely off, everything, canceled Keystone Pipeline, no more permits, no more whatever. And basically what he did is he financed Putin. If you look at Putin, every time he's gone and squished a country, it's when oil prices have been high.
Board Member Hoenack, I have a
You know
hard
what?
time understanding
You know what?
how this relates to
Shut your
Litchfield
mouth.
Elementary
You know what?
School Board.
I am talking about our schools.
I am.
And you
not
don't have
able
the right to veto
follow.
me.
I am
Okay,
not
you
a-
don't have the right to veto me.
I don't have an understanding of how this relates to our schools. If you could please.
I'll
summarize.
talk
I
louder
would
because
appreciate
we
it.
have a school board member that holds up a sign saying to the public, you're lying and you're wrong. And you guys reelected her. So keep your mouth shut and I'm gonna finish.
I would like for
You know what? You
please
break
keep
the
it
law and you're
relevant.
breaking it right now.
I am not breaking
Okay,
the
you
law.
are breaking the law. You know what you
I am
did?
not.
The Attorney General said you did. You said I was not on the agenda.
Decorum.
And then you're not
Board
stopping
Member
me
Hoenack.
now, and you stopped me back
Decorum.
then, you're not gonna stop me now. And by the
Decorum.
way, this district is being sued and under criminal investigation. So why don't you just let me
Board Member
finish
Hoenack.
and we can go home in peace? Because I have a
Decorum,
nice
Board
ending to
Member.
the story.
I will let you finish if you would please relate it to the Litchfield Elementary School District and your.
You have
position on this board.
you have no right to tell me whether I'm on the agenda or not. I have the floor. I decide that. Afterwards,
No,
you
that is not correct.
you
Mr.
can make an
Hoenack.
open meeting law complaint.
That is not
You can't
correct.
stop me.
The purpose of the board member reports is.
You know
for the
what?
Board members
You
to
know what?
report
You have
on
no
their
standing here.
activities.
You know what?
Related
You're the
to-
one that has an open meeting violation. Okay? So Joe
Mr.
Biden
Hoenack.
shut it down. He didn't give anything. Well, let me tell you, there are 2 components of communism.
Can I make a
Doing
motion to
stupid
adjourn the meeting
things
now?
that harm people.
I'm sorry,
And
Board
stupid
Member
people
Diana?
thinking communism is a good idea. The parents told you
Okay, we're gonna-
they didn't want equity. They
I make a
wanted
motion to
academics.
adjourn the
The
meeting.
parents said that. Listen to this
I second.
clown over here.
All those in favor?
okay?
All those in
And what did
favor
you
to
do? You
adjourn the
immediately
meeting?
voted for equity. You
All
said, the
those
hell, you
in
don't care
favor
about the
to
parents.
adjourn the
You think
meeting?
you own the children?
All those in
Okay.
favor to adjourn the
Shut
meeting?
the hell up.
All
Shut
those in
up.
favor to adjourn the meeting? Aye. Aye.
Does the board care about
adjourned.
parents?
Hey,
What was the end of your story?
they're like, oh yeah.
What was the end of it that you said was going to be good?
They don't realize that the parents own the kids. And if the parents say they don't want equity, then they shouldn't be doing equity. It's pretty darn simple. It's really not a hard job to do. And things would be very happy, right? We'd have unity here, you know. They shut me down, you know, for a unity speech because they're communists. But she can't do that. She can't tell me that I'm not on the agenda and say that. They did it, and that's being litigated. I never thought I'd have to be in court all the time.
Got it. That's what I thought.
Good night. Oh, and just to let you know, because they didn't like my speech, I'll just be writing an article in the paper, so I'm letting you know. You'll be able to read about it. Everybody in the community will be able to read about it. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
At this point, I've received statement, testimony and evidence from both parties. I'm going to read to you from Arizona Revised Statute 12-1809, subsection T. For the purpose of this section, harassment means any of the following: a series of acts over any period of time that is directed at a specific person that would cause a reasonable person to be seriously alarmed, annoyed, or harassed, and the conduct, in fact, seriously alarms, annoys, or harasses the person and serves no legitimate purpose. Now, a lot of stuff's going around here, apparently. First of all, I'm going to tell you right now, the court cannot go through and refer charges except for very specific things that happen in the courtroom. So I'm not going to be referring to the county attorney for perjury. Just like I'm not going to go through and do sanctions, because this is not a lawsuit where I can do that. This is simply a protective order. While it is a civil case, and there could be an award of attorney's fees if that's deemed applicable. But as far as sanctions, no. This appears to be an ongoing problem, but I'm limited to the two events that were placed in the petition. The video, I think, very clearly shows how quickly these meetings evolve into, I shouldn't say a shouting match. Mr. Hoenack, you're very passionate about your position with the school board and how you do things. However, I don't believe there was a violation that prompted the response that you gave. You're giving a speech and a history lesson rather than directly addressing school issues. When you were pretty much corrected on that and told that your time was up, it devolved into shouting and screaming, which you state was the position, not the person. However, it was a very personal statements made. You don't call a position an idiot. That's something you call a person. Shut up, everything else that was placed in there, completely inappropriate and served no legitimate purpose. And I would say that trying to conduct a meeting under these circumstances is difficult, if not darn near impossible. I actually saw several things that could be construed as the criminal act of disorderly conduct on your behalf. I think that's something you need to consider. Your behavior, I believe, crossed into criminal lines. And if the police were to review it, they could possibly cite you with disorderly conduct. Now, you're very much adamant about certain things with the Attorney General's investigation, and everything like that. That's a whole separate issue. We're simply here on your behavior today. You might have legitimate points, but it's lost in the way you present them. That's constructive criticism, but you might want to consider how you present your elements. You could have brought up the elements that you were trying to bring up without doing the history lesson. But once that was addressed, it devolved into a shouting match. There is a series of acts. And under 12-1809, I'm keeping the order in place. With that said, I will need a copy of the video evidence presented by the plaintiff. We have copies of all the other evidence. At this point, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.